things that are bad for BC are usually good in Boston for Boston University. And BU, the Terriers, are going to the Frozen Four, and they're pretty pumped about
Sure
that.
are.
And Cole Hutson, drafted by the Capitals, freshman year at BU. And T, you and I last night had a chance to catch up with him. He was in the press box, and we'll have that interview here in a second. But what a great opportunity just for us to be able to have a few minutes with a guy who his brother's ripping it up right now. The Montreal Canadiens is in a lot of Calder Trophy discussion. His brother is the same kind of player. What a great pick by the Capitals in this past June's draft. And you and I talking with him last night, and really excited to see what he can do in the Frozen Four.
John, he's one of the picks that the Capitals have made here the past couple of years that has really transformed their prospect pool. The Athletic, my former employer, had the Caps prospect pool ranked, I believe, 20th last year. Now it's 9th. And a big reason for that, Ryan Leonard was already in the system, but a big reason for that was Cole Hutson. And, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I would imagine he would follow the footsteps of his brother Lane and go back and play one more year and then come in a little bigger, a little stronger, a little heavier, a little more mature. But he's having such a great season at BU. Who knows? I mean, again, you look at the way the Caps defense is structured. Everyone is pretty much signed through next year. But I mean, if he goes out there and he's insane these next two games and leads BU to a national title, and he does what he did with the World Juniors. I mean, do you make a spot for him? I don't want to put any limits on this guy. He's had an amazing year, a freshman year at BU. I do feel like the Caps philosophy, though, and you know this as well as I do, is to overcook prospects, make sure they are ready. You don't want to rush anyone in. And right now, because you're so good and you've got everyone under contract for next year, you don't need to rush anyone in. But I mean, again, if he has a great last two games here and has a title and puts up a lot of points and looks great, maybe you make a space for him. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but he is an exciting player, and you put him with Little Protus, and you put him with Miroshnichenko, who still haven't figured out where he's going to fit, but he's an NHL player at some point. And then Matejko. I mean, like, the Caps prospect pool is really, really deep. You and I and most people around this team just a couple of years ago were like, man, when Ovi's gone, it's going to be a long, cold winter. It could be a few years of retooling. And no, not so much. I mean, the Patrick and company turned over the roster this past offseason and got them pointed in the right direction for the here and now. And the amateur scouting staff has them set up on the backside of this for years to come after that. I mean, if you're a Caps fan, you are really, really lucky. You're seeing Ovi chase down history, and you've got a team that's really good now and should be really good for a number of years to come.
Yeah, championships matter, and for a guy like say Protus or Connor McMichael and Hershey, or whether it be an NCAA championship, hopefully he's got that on a resume, gets him ready to play in the NHL. Last night in Boston, T and I had a chance to catch up with Boston University Terrier standouts Cole Hutson.
Well, Cole, it's great to be talking with you here in Boston. An exciting time for the Terriers and Boston University going to the Frozen Four. How excited are you to be heading to St. Louis?
Yeah, super excited. We got a chance to play a team that BU's never faced in their history, so no better time to do it than the Frozen Four.
So Ryan Leonard, a guy you know pretty well, you played with him, you played against him, he's making his NHL debut out here. What stands out to you about his game?
Yeah, just a physical presence. Not the biggest guy out there, but he's not afraid to play a physical game, and he had a big hit.
Big open ice hit, yeah.
And you'll know he's out there for sure.
As this tournament goes on for you here, this has been a sensational freshman year for you at BU. How much have you enjoyed your first season playing for the Terriers?
Yeah, I mean, it's a blast. Everything I could ever imagine. Got a chance to win a national championship, so hopefully we can pull through with that.
So your older brother's lighting it up in Montreal. I think he got his 60th point tonight. Yeah. I'm not saying anyone's surprised, but I mean, how excited are you for him this season's happening?
Yeah, obviously super excited. Yeah. we expected it, but obviously not to that extent. He's setting records, creating history, and to do that as a guy as small as him, it's pretty cool to watch.
It's awesome. It's been a lot of fun watching you this year. And do you feel that support from the D.C. area? We've been following along with your season. I know a lot of fans have been talking about you, and it's not just the folks here in Massachusetts, but there's a lot of people in D.C. are going to be pulling for you too. Well, got to be a little excited that the big club's watching you, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's definitely, I notice it for sure. Lots of Washington fans in Boston, and a bunch of classmates that love the Capitals. So get to talk to them about it every day. And yeah, I'm super excited.
So Ovi just scored 891 out there. How cool is it to be in the building for what could be some history?
Yeah, super cool. I think he needs 4 more to tie it, and I'm not sure it's possible in just one period, but you never know with him.
You never know, indeed. Well, we are squarely at this point. Go Terriers. Have a great time in St. Louis. We're hoping you are able to win a national championship. Enjoy the experience. Soak it up, Cole. Thanks so much for joining us here in Boston. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Cole.
Thank you.